Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes tribe members. I am Jessica from Willow Vines Intuitive Vibes, and I just wanted to do a reading. What the fuck was that? I think there's like a nail in my chair. I don't know where it went, but hopefully that hurt. Anyways, I was not. Whatever. Whatever. It's all gravy, baby, apparently. But, I feel wicked foggy right now. I just do. And because I feel like there's just so much. There's just so much. Yay. Hi. Hi, guys. Why do. There's just so much. Hi, guys. I don't know why I'm doing with two hands. Maybe it's two different people saying hello or something. Like, hi, guys. How are you? Because I don't. Because it made me think of like when I get home or when I leave, I wave like this when I'm in the car because the dogs will look in the windows, which Griffin, the deaf dog that we just got, he's not doing well. I don't know what's going on with him. I took him to the vet yesterday for an emergency visit, and he had to have fluids and anti-nausea meds and pain meds and stuff, but he's not twitching and shaking and drooling and vomiting like he was yesterday, but he's still not eating. He's barely drinking, and he did puke again today, but only once this time because he's not eating. But something's going on with him. And I guess that's where I'm going to start because I did a reading. Well, it's more like a channeling because I woke up at 1:55 a.m. and that was yesterday morning, which it's uploaded. I just haven't shared it yet. I don't know why. I do weird things, but because that one was recorded before the one where I said I'm back, it's 4 a.m. or something like that, or around then. I just want to say right now, someone's outside and they're cold. They work outside. I don't know if they work along the roadside or if they're just out in the cold weather, and it is freezing today because I feel it's not in my room, but like every now and again I'll feel as if I'm outside. Like I can feel the chill, like I'm literally standing outside. So someone's outside, they're cold. But regardless, I don't know why they're outside, what they're doing, but it's a chilly day, just saying. So it could be someone in this area or a cold environment. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I was talking about the dog. I gotta figure out. I'm giving him a day, and then if he doesn't get better or if he gets worse, I'm gonna have to see what we're gonna have to do. With the vet, like call him back and stuff. But that morning when I woke up yesterday morning, before I knew what was going on with him, before I knew anything, when I was talking and stuff, I was explaining how my stomach hurt. Like I felt bloated and my intestines felt funny. Now my nose is running. Someone really is outside. They're standing outside. Their nose is runny, like, because that happens in cold weather. But anyways, I was, I don't know, I was feeling these feelings. My stomach felt like shit. And I went downstairs. It's weird because I'm in my head. I said, what time is it? And I saw 2:20 in my head, or I heard it or something. And then when I walked down the stairs on the stove, it was 2:20 a.m. And I'm like, huh, because I don't have a clock in my room. I even showed it blinking. It doesn't fucking work. And I wasn't looking at my phone or anything. And then I threw up. And I'm like, what? I went down there and I felt nauseous. I felt fine in my room. And then I went down there and I threw up. And when I was explaining, what had happened that morning and how I got woken up and everything like that, as I'm talking, I felt a pressure in my back, like almost right between my shoulder blades, but just a little bit lower, and just felt like someone was pushing on my back. It didn't hurt, but it was a pressure. And I'm like, I say it in the video, I'm like, what is this? Well, yesterday afternoon, because Griffin had been vomiting all morning, having a tummy ache. He puked so many times, and he was shaking and twitching and drooling and couldn't get comfortable. And oh my God, I felt so bad for him. I'm like, what the hell is going on? We're racking our brains. He didn't get into anything that we're aware of, so we have no clue. Like it came on so suddenly because he was fine the day before, and then, ow, my face hurts. What the fuck is that? How was my jaw? Oh, almost feels like my jaw is gonna fall off. But anyways, I don't know what the jaw thing is. Maybe it's jaw dropping. Anyways, um, so he's sick, and I'm like, all right, I call the vet, and we get him in for an emergency visit. I called them back to let them know that we were on our way at 2:20 p.m., which is kind of funny. I don't know, it's ironic. But anyways, no coincidences, you know? So I guess I can feel animals too, because it gets weirder. When we were at the vet, they ended up giving him fluids and medication and stuff. Well, for dogs or certain animals and stuff, they don't always try to find a vein. It's not always intravenous. It can be subcutaneously, which is right under the skin, because animals absorb water and nutrients and stuff in a different way than people. So what happens is they like push a bunch of fluids in and it creates a hump. And it was literally where I felt the pressure that morning between my shoulder blades. That pressure was the pressure that he felt when they were putting the fluids on his back. And I'm like, that's really weird that I felt that this morning, because I'm like, what the hell is that? That's weird. It didn't hurt. It was just a pressure. It was weird. And she even said that. She goes, all he's going to feel is like a pressure. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I could tell when the pain meds were kicking in for him, because when we got home, I started feeling, I wonder if that's why I feel so tired when I'm here, because I literally left not too long ago. I'm like, I can get out of the house, and I was driving around, and then I came back because I was like, the energy is just, I don't know, it's making me tired. And he's been sleeping, because I started feeling wicked groggy, almost like that, like when you get sedated. So if he, you know, the pain meds and stuff, they said it could make him lethargic and tired, and he was lethargic anyways because he hadn't slept. He slept on the cold kitchen floor. I covered him up with a blanket. From the time we got home yesterday from the vets at 4 until the next morning, like he didn't even move. I mean, I kept checking on him, make sure he's breathing, and you know the shakes had calmed down and all that, but I was feeling, I'm like, I was like, I wonder if this is the dog feeling this way. And I'm like, I bet you he's going to go to sleep. And sure as shit, he did. And then once I saw him, it cleared. And I was like, okay, well, he's good. I just knew he was good. And then today, right before I left, because I'm like, I just got to get out of this house because the energy. And I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling the dog or who the hell I'm feeling or what the hell I'm feeling. I just want to be by myself, fresh air, whatever. That's what I was thinking, and that's why I went for a drive. And I wasn't even going to go very far. I really didn't go that far, to be honest. But anyways, I was totally fine. I was literally, before any of this, I was sitting on the couch watching Young Frankenstein. Frankenstein. But anyways, I love that movie. It's so funny. I was watching that with my son, and afterwards, because I was totally fine. I started feeling sleepy again, and I'm like, why do I feel so fucking sleepy? Like, who's tired? Is that Griffin? Like, I wasn't sure. And then it came out of it again. I stood up. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just because I was being lazy, you know, whatever. And then I had eaten breakfast. I made a breakfast for me and Logan and everything, and that's what we were eating. We were watching TV. That's why I was watching the movie, because I was like, I'll eat breakfast when you watch a movie. So anywho, I walk into the kitchen, and all of a sudden I feel nauseous, just in the kitchen, and I'm like, like, this is hitting me out of nowhere. And I got sick, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that came out of nowhere. I'm like, who the hell does it feel good, or like, what is it, you know? And at first I was thinking it was from my friend Joe, who passed away, because I was wearing a sweatshirt, but I heard, no, that's not it. And I'm like, okay. So I left, and like 10 minutes after I left, I get a message from my son saying that Griffin, the dog, had thrown up. And I'm like, huh. Well, maybe that's why I puked. Just saying. So, if you're not feeling well, I'm definitely going to feel your ass if I'm around you. But that was just kind of weird to me. I love it when, getting signs and synchronicities, and when spirit comes through and stuff, and I can feel other people and apparently pets too. I'm just telling you, if that's how the dog feels, he's feeling pretty wonky. and it feels like it's a stomach thing. And I don't know exactly what it is because it doesn't feel painful. It's just whenever I'm in that energy, I feel really tired and I want to throw up. So I don't know what that is. Any animal experts out there, maybe message me or comment below if any of those symptoms and stuff sound familiar, or if, like, what different avenues I could look into or something. Because he, like I said, he wouldn't eat yesterday. He won't even eat a treat, nothing. And I tried to do the bland diet, but he won't touch it. He just will not eat. He might sip water, but when he sips water, he vomits. So I'm like, is this a doggy bug or what the hell is it? But anyways, for some reason, there's a new start coming because I don't know, I just feel that. So that's here. But, okay, where am I going to start? Where am I going to start? I already started with that. Oh, before I sat down, I was like, because I wasn't even going to do this reading right now. I was going to take a shower and, get some other things done and then do a reading because, I don't know. Someone's having a hard time talking. They don't know what to say. Why am I tripping over my words? Someone's tripping over their words because this isn't like aphasia. This isn't, oh, I forgot what I'm talking about. This is, oh my God. Wow. Holy, what? Like, that's what this, yeah, that. Someone feels that way. And I'm telling you, if someone was listening to me in my car, like legit, if they really were, the stories, what popped up today with the signs and stuff that I've been picking up on, because I don't know, I'm like, why the hell is this coming up? Like, this is fucked up. It was about an ex of mine. I didn't forget about any of these people. It's just, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. It's like, why would you think of stupid people from your past, especially if they were abusive, But some of the stuff that I've been saying, it's just weird. I might have to share that. I just heard yes. I might have to share that. So maybe no one was listening. I was just being reminded. Because I don't know. It's really weird. Like the signs, and they can mean different things to different people. But it's not freaking me out because I'm not afraid of this motherfucker. He could piss off. That's what he can do. He might just be in my energy because I'm online. I don't know if he watches or not because I had to block him on social media. Because years after we broke up, because he lives hours away. He lives near Canada. The significance of Canada. I'm just saying, like, he's literally on the fucking border. And I didn't even think of that when I was thinking, like, when the Canada messages were coming in and stuff. But he did not treat me well at all. And he was just drunken rage. Whenever he would drink, he would get nasty, nasty violent. He put me in the hospital and stuff. Like, there's a lot of stories I could share about that mofo. But I'm like, because he's popped in my head before. Like, okay, we broke up, gone, whatever, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, like moving on, And because I used to think, like, when he would randomly pop in my head, I'm like, why? Maybe he's thinking of me or whatever or something, but he doesn't live around here, So I was like, and I knew he had moved on and whatever, got married or some shit. But I was like, I don't know, it just was weird that he would randomly pop in my mind because I don't think of this guy. I just don't. He definitely does not look like he did back when we dated, and he was mean. When people are cruel, it makes them very unattractive, I'm just saying, and he was very cruel. To me, at least. I don't know how he treats anyone else, not my business. But I did hear from his ex-wife a while ago that, he wasn't exactly very friendly to her either. But, regardless of that crap, I'm like, why is he popping up in my head? And then all of a sudden, he messaged me on Snapchat. And, like I said, this was years ago. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's why he's popping up. Because he literally popped up. And he sent me, like, a picture of him in a towel, like a sexy picture or something, and I screenshotted it, and on Snapchat the other person knows when you do that, so I lied and I said, oh, I just wanted to save it. Well, it really wasn't a lie, but I made it sound like it was for a wink wink kind of reason. No, it was because I sent it to his ex-wife. And I said, why is he talking to me? This is what he's sending me randomly out of nowhere. Didn't he get married? And she's like, yes. I'm like, are you going to handle this or should I? Because I'm going to send it to his mother. And she goes, I'll handle it. Just block and delete. And I'm like, okay. So that's what I did. Whatever. And I didn't hear from him since. I'm like, all right, I blocked him on that. And I blocked him on any other platform that I could find him on, like Facebook and shit like that, because I just I don't care to know about him. I didn't care about him. Like, whatever. Live your fucking life and go away. And I'm not saying he's around. But whenever I'd get that creepy, because I don't know, but whenever I'd get that creepy vibe, like I was being watched, he would pop in my head. And I don't know why. Because I'm like, he has no, like, I don't know, no connections down here, but he does. He used to work for FedEx. And so he knows a bunch of people and routes and all that, delivery people, like he was a delivery person, mailman, whatever. And, which is also kind of weird because the route that he had, I actually drove down that route a few times. And that's a ways away from where I live. And I didn't know why the hell I was driving out in that area. And I knew exactly where I was going. And I don't know Canton, Rumford, Mexico. I don't know those areas. Like, the road, like all the back roads and shit, I have no clue. Well, I knew my way around when I was driving out there, just saying. But, he has family in this area. And I totally forgot about that. Because I keep feeling pain on my shoulders, like on my upper arms. And sometimes I'll feel like a little twinge on one side or the other, and I don't know, it's pertaining to a different situation, different person. But this time, it almost, I felt like, because it's happened off and on, and I couldn't figure it out. I felt like someone was squeezing me, like grabbing my shoulders, my arms. Sirens, no coincidences. And he did that to me. There's pictures of me. Hold on, the sirens are gonna get louder. I'm getting distracted. Anyways, he did that to me when we were together. He did a few things because he had put my back out because he had. Oh God, do I really want to go into this? Yeah, I guess that's what this is. So I guess it's a little story time, like share channeling, because I wanted to pull cards, but I don't know. This is just weird. So whatever it means to you, maybe you guys can relate. I know a lot of you like the stories that I share because it is relatable, but I've been picking up on it, being reminded of it. So that could either be pertaining to this specific person, or it could be, a similar type of person or a situation like that could come around, could be headed your way. You could be involved in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. Because it's not always the same person. It's just the energy. But I don't know. It's just weird. So, anywho, because I've been thinking about the narcissistic stories and stuff, like some of my past crap. And I'm like, why am I digging through those files? Like, because those files should have been burned a long time ago. Like, but anyways, like the stuff I was picking up on. But anyways, like I said, I felt like I was being squeezed. But it was only once in a while, and I'm just like, I don't know what that means. Well, that's what he did to me, because one day when we were down here, we went to his family's house. I don't know who they are. His cousin, his aunt, somebody. It was somebody that he knew or something. But anyways, we went there, and I can't remember if it was for a birthday party or if it was New Year's Eve, like a New Year's party. I don't know. I'm staring at the crow all of a sudden on the fence. But anyways, went to whatever, their house. And because I said a friend of a friend of a friend. So even if he doesn't know certain people, there could be connections, like people that are connected to him. I don't know. Regardless of him, like that. Because I'm getting sidetracked as a mofo trying to explain this for some reason. But anyways, we went to their house. And I had my Jeep at the time, my black Jeep. And everything was fine. Yeah, we were drinking, but I hadn't had much. And he really didn't have much at that point. But he can't drink. And usually, like, in the past, whenever he would get violent or just treat me like crap, we were alone. There was no one around. You know, he would never do it in front of anyone, you know? So I was pretty confident that nothing would happen because we were at someone's house and there was multiple people there. So I was just like, you know, he's not going to act a fool, you know? Well, he did. I don't even remember what it was about. He was in a bad fucking mood for some reason. Something happened because it was always something dumb. So it's very hard to remember what triggered his ass at different times. But anyways, he got a hair across his ass, and I was trying to de-escalate the situation because, you know, it's like I don't want to be embarrassed and I don't want anything bad to happen. So we were standing in the middle of this person's lawn. And I said in my last reading, which hasn't uploaded yet, which it might be done before this, I said there's something, I said grass. I don't know, it's either like smoking grass, yeah, man, or someone's lawn. Because I didn't know what it meant. It's just that it popped in my head. There's some significance with the fucking grass. And it popped in my head today because I also said there's a significance with clouds. And what's really fucked, and a key, just turned the fucking key. Oh, I got that story coming in. It's with the same motherfucker. But anyways, we're there, and I was like, sit down on the grass with me, you know, let's talk this out. And he's like, I'm not, like, why? And I'm like, I just want to talk. So I sat down, and he did sit beside me. And I'm like, I laid back in the grass and I'm looking up, and I was looking at the clouds because I like to see like what it looks like. Is it a bear? Is it a bird? Is it whatever? You know what I mean? Like I just like doing that. And I was like, lay down and look at the clouds with me. And I was like, it'll be fun. He's like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not gonna get dirty. I'm not a fucking kid. And like, he just went off. And I'm like, okay, then don't. Like, you don't have to flip out. I just said whatever. And I'm like, okay, way to get pissed, you know what I mean? So I had my keys on me anyway, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna, because he walked away from me and walked towards the house, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk in the other direction. I'm gonna walk, because I originally was just gonna walk to my car and just kind of stand there, have a cigarette, and just pull myself away from the situation, and he could do whatever. And I'm like, I just want to go for a little walk. And where these people were, it was too far for me to walk home. Plus, I had my car. I'm like, why would I walk home, you know? But anyways, I like started walking just to, I don't know, just to get away, I guess. And there he comes, trotting right behind me. And I was like, just go away. Just leave me alone. Just give me space. And I started picking up my pace. And I actually think I started jogging. Yeah, I started running. I was like, leave me alone. And he started running. Well, he caught up to me. And I was like, just go. What the hell is your problem? Like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. And he literally, when he caught up to me, grabbed me, my arms up here. He grabbed me like so tight. And the look in his eyes, I mean, he was pissed. I don't know what the fuck. But anyways, he squeezed me so hard and shook me. And he's just like, listen. And I was just like, what the fuck? He squeezed me so hard, I had bruises on both arms. Like, you could tell that they were fingerprints. Like, literally. It was like the thumb and fingerprints. You could literally see them. That's how hard he squeezed my arms. And after he's done shaking me, he went, ugh, and threw me in the ditch on the side of the road. So I tumbled into the ditch, and then he walked off. Well, no, he took my keys from me, threw me in the ditch, threw my keys in the woods, and then walked off. And I'm like, crying, trying to get up, brush myself off, and I'm like, where the fuck are my keys, you know? So I ended up finding him. I think he ended up coming back out with a flashlight to try to help me find the fucking keys, because he wanted to leave. So I was like, oh, now it's time to find the keys, and of course that was my fault, you know? Even though I just wanted to lay in the grass and look at clouds. But anyways, so that was the significance with the grass, lawns, clouds, at least for that situation. And there was another time where I was covered in bruises. I didn't have as many bruises. It was like a big one on my arm. I think it was this side that I had a bruise on my arm. And I was like banged up, like I was sore basically on my side because I found out that he was cheating on me with someone in New Hampshire. Someone, I don't know, he met through work. I don't know how the fuck he met her, and I really didn't care. I didn't even ask questions. I was just like, go fuck your whore, basically. Well, we got into an argument over that, and he pushed me down the stairs. And I'm just glad that the door at the bottom of the stairs was open, because I would have busted through it for one. And the way I landed, I hit the stairs and the edge of the door frame, like on my side, but I didn't hit my head or anything like that, which is good. But yeah, he literally, the top of the stairs just pushed me right down the stairs. It could have killed me. And I was so pissed. Like, my adrenaline was running so high when I got to the bottom. I didn't feel any pain at first. And I literally jumped up and ran up the stairs. Like, I can't even tell you. I don't even know how I did it, like how fast. I moved so quick. I was like, whoo, whoo, and I punched him in the face. So if he'd ever told anyone that I'm abusive and punched him, that's why. He pushed me down the stairs and I was seeing red. I was like, you motherfucker, you could have killed me. Bam! And that's what I did. That's the only time I ever hit him, though. And I kind of feel like that was called for, just saying. So anyways, he left. And I had bagged up all his crap that time. The stair time. I bagged up all his shit and trash bags and stuff. And I think it was on my son's birthday. I think it was. One of the years. Because this happened years ago. I bagged up all his clothes and all his crap, and I put it out beside the garage, and I was like, come get your shit before the trash man does, because fuck you. I was so pissed. He's like, I can't get it right now. I'll have to get it tomorrow or something like that. And I'm like, yep, whatever. Well, I was fuming mad. I was just so fucking pissed about everything. And I'm like, he doesn't even deserve this, whatever. Like, screw him. He hurt me so many times. So I took his, the black trash bags to trash, and well, it was trash to me. It was clothes and stuff to him. And I literally wung it out the window, driving up the road, just like, just all his crap. And I was like, there you go. And I texted him, and I said, you might want to come get your shit now, because it's on the side of the road, and somebody else might take it. I was not fucking happy with him. I shouldn't have done that. But it was a long time ago, and I was just really pissed. But anyways, I just heard in my head, he fucking deserved it. And he did. Really did. But I don't normally act like that. But I don't know. He just, like I said, he did some bad stuff. But, yeah, we also smashed a cell phone he had, too. I didn't smash it. I can't remember if it was my kid's father that smashed it, or if it was my son. I don't know. One of them or both of them or someone was upset. It was a dude. It was someone. And they were like, we'll take care of the phone. I think they took a shovel to it. But whatever. And I lied to him and said I didn't know what happened to it. But yeah, we did that on purpose. I didn't do it, but I didn't stop it either. Just saying. Obviously it wasn't that important to him because he had a different phone. It was just a backup phone. It was just a straight talk piece of shit anyways. But it was, I don't know, made me feel good watching it smash to bits, just saying. But anyways, because there was that, and then and that could be why, I haven't said this on here, but that could be why I keep saying trash. Like, I keep staring at trash or thinking about trash, like taking out the trash. Well, that could be with that, but I don't know, I feel like that has multiple meanings for different people in different situations. It's not just letting go of the past and taking out the trash. It's, I don't know, there's more to it than that. And I keep seeing the sign church. And him and his family are Pentecostal. That's what he was raised as. And he doesn't practice. I don't know what he does now, but he didn't then. But I don't know, it's like weird, because he would act like he practiced and whatever, and then on the other hand, he would do everything against the religion, because they're very strict, it's like, they're very strict, at least going off from the way his family is, like his parents and how they lived. He was nothing like that. I don't know, like, they live totally different lives, I'm just saying. But those religious beliefs, our religious belief systems were different. And his father used to tell me, a house divided will always fall. And I know that that's part of that, a verse in the Bible and stuff, because it's basically like you have to be the same faith in order for things to work, which isn't always true. That's only true if you're closed-minded. And, you know, there are certain faiths where if that is your true faith, you know, you got to be the same faith to get married to whatever and whatever. Like, just depends. But not every faith is that way. Why am I getting so tired all of a sudden? Oh my God. It's like hurting my head right here. It's hurting my head right here. But anyways, it's kind of going away. Does someone hit their head? Does somebody do that when they're mad? Like, when? My son's friend does that. When he's pissed. When he's upset, he'll smack his face on something. Like, he'll headbutt shit. And punch shit. I don't know if my ex does that. Maybe. Who knows? He'd hit shit and throw shit and whatever. But anywho, we were different faiths, and his father would say that to me, and then they would basically always bug me to go to their church. And I did it out of respect a couple times, because when his grandmother had passed away, I was like, you know, I'll go to the church because out of respect, you know, like that's where her funeral is and whatever. I'll sit through the sermon, and it is what it is, because that's what you do when you care about somebody, even if it's not, even if you don't agree or you don't fully believe, sometimes you suck up certain things just because you care. You know what I mean? And that's why I did it. I did it for him and his family. But the very last time I went to the church, because like I said, I keep seeing churches and the sign church, like literally it says church, like I'm going to take you to church. Well, that's what his family was trying to do with me, and they did. And one time, it was the last time I was there, they basically were forcing me into, I don't know what it's exactly called, which it doesn't count if it's not coming from you yourself. But it's like, I don't know. It's giving yourself to God. I don't know what it's called, but it's something like that. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And they're like, just come up here, we'll show you. So they didn't explain anything to me. I didn't know the ins and outs of their religion or anything. And I'm just like, all right. So I get up out of the pews and I walk in, I walk up front, and his mother had said something to the preacher person. And then all of a sudden, he puts his hand like this. Maybe that's why I'm getting a headache right here. That could be part of it too. I don't know. Whatever. He puts his hand like this on me and starts praying. I don't know. He says some prayer or something, and he told me to repeat after him with a couple things that I can't remember what it was. Like, I really can't, because I was like, what is going on? Like, what am I doing? Like I really had no clue. And then all of a sudden, all these people start touching me. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I think every person in the church, I was going to say, I don't know, when I'm talking about church, I don't want to cuss, but, it just feels wrong. But anyways, I don't know, everyone in there just starts touching me, putting their hands on me, to the point where I'm just kind of going like, it made me cry, okay? They were all crying, touching me, saying stuff, and I started crying, and I remember, I think it was his mother, who was like, oh, Jesus is saving her, because she's just bringing her to tears. I'm not making fun of anyone, and I totally respect everyone's faith. But I was crying because I was terrified. I was like, what? I had no clue what was going on. And I felt like I was being molested by everybody in the church. I'm like, this was the worst church experience ever. Like, it scared the crap out of me, and I never went back. I'm like, oh, get me out of here. Like, Lord, like, Jesus, save me. Get me out of here. Where's the exit? I know that sounds horrible to say. And if there's any Pentecostals out there, you know, I don't mean any disrespect to you or anyone of any other faith. I really don't. But that was my experience, and that's not my faith. And you can't force anyone to believe this way, that way, whatever. Like, how I believe my spiritual practices, I don't force anyone to believe me. I don't force anyone to follow me. If you believe similarly or we vibe, great. You know, and I will still love and respect you no matter what your faith is. You know what I mean? Just don't shove it down my throat. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to shove it down yours. You know, if you want to listen, you will, because you're on here. You know what I mean? I'm not going to track you down and and be like, you know, whatever. I have, okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to track you down. We're just going to leave it at that. But yeah, so, oh, the other thing was, I said, there was just lock, like turn the key, and there's significance with locks and stuff too. Because there was multiple times I had locked his ass out of the house because he was getting violent, and he always called the cops on himself. I never called the cops on him. I could have. And the cops would turn around and be like, you're the problem here. Why did you call the cops on yourself? Like, he literally would. I'm like, okay. But it would drive me nuts. But anyways, because the locks and turning the key, because it's not just making me think of when I'd lock him out of the house and stuff, because there was this one time where he wanted to have a fire pit, it's a fire pit that's significant, because we had fires a lot out there in that little pit. He'd burn trash too. It pissed me off. Because I used to be a firefighter for one, and it stinks. It's just horrible when people do that. But anyways, it was just a normal fire. I had had a couple drinks, and he was drinking too, because usually that's what it was. And he just came home with the beer anyways, so it was just always there. But anyways, I wasn't drunk or anything, and he asked me about a song or something, like if I knew a song, and I knew it. Like, he used to listen to heavy metal, like death metal, Lamb of God, DSC, you know, like DSI, DSC, whatever it is. They're like, music, like scared, like, I don't know. When I went to the Lamb of God concert with him, because that's what he wanted, I think we went on one of our anniversaries or something. That was a gift to him, and from me, that was the worst concert ever. It gave me a headache. It was horrible. The music sucks. It's too loud. All they do is scream. And Diaseed had like dead babies and videos of fetuses. It was fucking gross. It was gross. It was disgusting. It was not holy, that's for sure. It was holy shit is what it was. Oh, it was crap. But anyways, he listened to that unholy shit, and then would go to church with his parents. But I don't know. But anyways, when he was back up home or whatever, because his family was 4 hours away from where I was. But anyways, yeah, the song, the lyrics, it was, I can't remember the name of the song now, but it's part of the lyrics are when angels deserve to die. And that randomly popped in my head not too long ago, and I'm like, I know the song. I can't remember. I really can't remember who sings it. If anyone knows, comment it below or whatever. But it's an older song. It's like from, I don't know, late 90s or early 2000s, something like that. And it's not like, I don't know, it's just a fucking song, you know what I mean? Well, he got pissed that I started singing the lyrics. He's like, do you know what that means? And he's just like flipping out on me. I'm like, you're the one that brought it up. Like, I wasn't just randomly blurting it out to you. Plus, you listen to worse crap than this, you know? So he starts getting mouthy. I'm like, nope. So I go inside, and he follows me in just to, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't want to fight. I'm just gonna go to bed. You can do whatever you want. So he gets pissed, walks outside, slams the door. You know, he's out back drinking, still sitting by the fire by himself. And I went to bed, and and then I started falling asleep, and all of a sudden the lights flick on and the covers flip off of me, and he grabbed my ankle. Is that why my ankle was hurting the other day? Because it just randomly started hurting. Huh. But anyways, he grabbed my ankle and just reefed me out of bed. And I'm like clawing at the bed like, no, like I don't want to fall to the floor. Well, I fell to the floor, and he dragged me by my ankle from the bedroom into the living room. And I was just like, what the hell? What's going on? Like, what? Cut it out. I thought he was going to beat the shit out of me, but he didn't. And he just stopped. And I was like, what was the point of that? It's almost like a scare tactic because you don't know what to expect, because he literally wakes me up out of a dead sleep, drags me into the living room, and then does nothing. And it's like, okay, is this going to escalate? Or what was this about? So it's like, made me not want to go back to sleep, is what it did. I think that night, I can't remember if that was the same night. I think that was the night that, after that, when he went back outside, I locked him out of the house. Because I was like, mm-mm. And he had his keys on him, and he used to drive a Dodge Ram truck. And he jumped in the truck and got stuck in the mud. And I said that in my most recent reading. I was talking about old dirt roads and being stuck in the mud. And I was seeing tires spinning and someone's vehicle or whatever, just mud shooting everywhere. Well, that's what had happened that night when he got stuck, because he decided to drive down by the railroad tracks instead of staying on the fucking road. And he didn't have enough weight, enough weight in the back of the truck, so he was just, he wasn't getting traction. Well, he ended up getting out of that, and then I think that was the same night. Was that? I don't know if that was a different night. Because one night, I don't know what the hell his deal was, he left and he was drunk and drove himself to the PD to turn himself in, and the cops were like, turn yourself in for what? And he's like, I was drinking and driving, there's no proof of it, so they called me and I had to pick him up. I'm like, why are you such a dumbass? But anyways, that night with the mud, he came back after he got unstuck and started banging on the trailer. That's what it was, because I went to bed. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bye. I don't care where you're going. Like, just drive all the way home. I don't care. Just go away. So I get woken up again by bum, 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 on the side of the fucking trailer. He's doing it on the doors, and I'm hearing jiggle, 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 bang, 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 and then he went by where the head of the bed would have been, in the trailer, and just starts whamming on the fucking side of the trailer, which I'm like, what the hell is going on? And that was around the time when, because this was this? Because that was one of the last times, I believe. I can't remember exactly the order of when this bullshit took place, because, like I said, so many things had happened, but my landlord's son had moved in across the street, and my landlord had told me, like, you know, my son doesn't tolerate this shit. If you ever need help, just yell, flash your lights or whatever, and he'll come over. So I kind of had eyes on me, but they weren't bad eyes, you know what I mean? So I was like, it made me feel good. I'm like, so if he goes total ape shit, he goes, just run across the street, do whatever you need to do. I'm like, okay. So that kind of calmed me down for a little bit with that stuff. But I think his son was about ready to come over because he heard the banging, because he had just moved in not too long ago or whatever at the time. And right as he was getting ready to come over, the cops pulled in because, like I said, he always called the cops on himself. So he originally called the cops to say that I was being a psycho, pain in the ass, and locked him out of the house and whatever. And I wasn't even intoxicated, he was. And he was being belligerent. So when the officers get there, I didn't even know they were coming. Like, I had no clue because I didn't call them. And I'm in, like, my nightie, and I got a bathrobe on, but it's open, and a big picture window. And right as I'm walking by the window, because I was just going to open the door for him to be like, just shut up, you know. It was a cop. And of course, they saw me half naked, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I was not expecting that, you know? So I'm like, ugh. So I close up my bathrobe, let the cop in, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll talk to you, but can I please get dressed first? And he's like, yeah. So I go in my room, get dressed, and I come out, and we start talking. He goes, so what's going on? I'm like, I really don't fucking know. And I told him what happened earlier, and then he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, do you want him back in here? I'm like, honestly, if he's gonna be like this, no, I don't, at least for the night. And he's like, okay. And then, of course, he's out there yelling, if you don't let me back in, I'm gonna leave for good. We're done. And I'm like, all right. He goes, I'm coming in to get my stuff. I'm like, you're not setting foot in this house. And the officer was standing between us. And he's like, you need to stop screaming at her. We will get your possessions. And I'm like, fuck you. It could have been on an episode of Cops. Like, it was just the most white trash bullshit ever. But anyways, that night got really excitable because the lawn was all muddy. I said, oh my God, it was like springtime. And I'm like, you want your shit? All right. So I started throwing it in trash bags. Well, at first I wasn't throwing it in trash bags. I was just throwing it out into the mud. I'm like, and the cop's like, let me help you bag that up. Stop throwing shit on the lawn. I'm like, okay. He was like trying not to laugh because he knew that it was just a bunch of crap. Like, why was it even happening, you know? So I bagged up his stuff, and the cop went to take it out, and then of course he's bitching and moaning like, I need my shower curtain, because it had the eagles on it, and it's like his precious fucking shower curtain. So I just went yank and ripped it right down and balled it up and threw it in the mud. I'm like, there you go, goodbye. And then I was like, are we done here? The cop's like, yep. I'm like, have a good night. Shut the door, locked it, turned off the lights, and went back to bed. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? But he did shit like that all the time. It was just so stupid. It was so stupid. I mean, some of the stuff, like his own actions, I look back and laugh because it's like, how dumb can you be? But, you know, the violence of it, there's no laughing matter. He really did a lot. And he never did it around my kids, which is good. But there was one time my kid's father was going to come over because it was, you know, it was escalating, and he's like, do you want me to handle it? And I was like, I don't know, you might need to, I'll let you know. And I ended up not calling him or whatever, but he was gonna come over because it's just bullshit. It's like, there was no need of him being so abusive, you know? I didn't do a damn thing to him. Like, it was the craziest stuff. Like, one time I made shrimp scampi, which is delicious, and shrimp's expensive, you know? I don't care where you live, it's expensive. Seafood is. So I made that homemade, and I had a bottle of wine, you know. It was like a little romantic dinner, you know, because it was just going to be the two of us, because my kid's father had picked up the kids, and you know, for the weekend and whatever, and I just wanted to do something nice for us. Well, he comes home, and I think he had already started drinking before he even got to the house. And cause I think he was out with like a work buddy or something. I'm not sure, because he was late, and I wasn't happy that he was late because dinner was getting cold, because he told me he was on his way, and he lied about that. But maybe that's where the fight came in. Because I just said, like, where were you? Like, you said you were going to be on your way, and, you know, you're taking forever, because I would have waited. That was my point. I wasn't mad. I was just making the point of, I would have started dinner a little later instead of doing it normal time when you said you're on your way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a respect thing. Well, he's not very respectful. So anyways, he comes in, he's all pissed off, and because of that, because I think it's because of that comment that I said, like, I would have just made it later, and he flipped the fucking table. Like, food, wine, broken glass, everywhere. Just, I was like, what the fuck? That's literally, I was like in shock, just standing there, like, are you, because I really wanted that. And if I knew he was just going to throw it on the fucking floor, I would have ate mine and watched a movie or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, so pissed. But I'm like, what the actual fuck? You know, fuck you. I can't remember if he ended up apologizing and cleaning that up or something. Because I basically was just like, nope, and walked away. Like, nope, not doing this. Nope. Like, fuck this shit. But there was this one time, another time, I don't know what he was mad about this time. I really don't. Because, I don't know, like, it was just touchy subject. It was either money or had something to do with kids or his family, because he would always get upset that he didn't live near his family. He wanted me to move up there, and I'm like, I'm not moving that far away. Like, there's fucking nothing up there. Like, no. So there was always, like, a little bit of tension with that, and I always told him he could go, you know, like, I wasn't holding him back or anything. But anyways, it's a control thing too, you know. That's just how people like that are. But he was bitching and moaning about something, and he had, I think at first, yeah, he kind of got in my space, like in my bubble, because that's what he would do. It's like an intimidation tactic when people get really close to you. And he kind of put his hands on the counter around me, so I'm like standing there, and his arms are, you know, I'm between his arms, and he's just kind of staring at me, like being, I don't know, trying to intimidate me, but just being an asshole. And he was saying stuff, and I said, back up, like get away from me. And he did. And I was like waiting for him to do something because I could just tell. I don't know. He would get this like blank look in his eyes, and it was almost like he would just vanish. It's like, who the hell am I talking to right now? Like, you know what I mean? It was terrifying, actually. When you're in that moment with someone like that, it is terrifying because they just vanish. It's like their soul just goes away, and it's like, who the hell is in there now? You know, but and that's not an excuse, and you can't use that in court, psychos, just FYI. So, oh, I was possessed. My fucking ass, you were. I'm just saying. But anyways, regardless of that, I don't know, there's conflict, and I kind of wanted to avoid it. So I told him I had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I just gotta go to the bathroom. But like everywhere I would walk around, he would just kind of follow. And I'm like, why is he doing this? Like, so I went into the bathroom, and he was literally gonna follow me into the bathroom. And I shut the door in his face and locked the door. And I said, I would like to go to the bathroom by myself. You know, that's how that's kind of how it started. And he's like, let me in. And I'm like, just let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right out. And he said okay, but he kept turning the doorknob. And I'm like, can't even pee in peace, which I didn't even have to pee. Maybe he knew that. But I was like pretending like I was using the bathroom. And I'm like, just go away. And he wasn't stopping. So he was turning the doorknob and banging on the door. And I'm like, he's going to knock that fucking door down. We were in a trailer. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's going to get in. So I sat on the floor and put my back against the bathroom door. And I spread my legs against the wall so my feet are up on the walls to give me leverage to push. So I'm just like kind of like this, and the door is going boom, boom, and my whole body's like moving forward. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna get in. I just know it. And he did. He busted that fucking door right off its hinges, right on top of my head, and me, I'm sitting like this, and all of a sudden, so I'm like sandwiched down, almost kissing the floor. And I got out between, like from under the door, because he moved the door over, and then he grabbed my hair and started pulling me back out into the little hall area where, like near the kitchen and stuff, because the little hallway was like where the like the washer and dryer was, the bathroom, my kid's bedroom, and then the kitchen area. Well, he kind of pulled me out. So I'm like crab walking as he's got my hair, trying to get out, and then he let go when I was out from under the door. Basically, he let my hair go, and I stood up, and I faced him, and I'm like I'm backing up, and I'm doing this. I keep doing that in readings too. That's the stance you make when it's like, okay, back up, I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not doing this. I'm not whatever. Just like, you know, leave me alone. I'll leave you alone, kind of thing. And that's what I was doing. I'm just like, let's distance ourselves, you know. So I backed up, and I'm almost to my kid's bedroom door, and I don't know if he thought that I was going to open their door and lock myself in there too. And they weren't in there, but because they weren't even home at the time, like I said. But I don't know if that's what he thought, but he fucking charged me and grabbed me and slammed me into the door, and my lower back hit the doorknob, and it fucking dropped me. I dropped right to the ground, like a bunch of, I don't know, like a pile of sticks, just, because I don't know what he hit in my back that made that happen, but I literally just, I don't know, my whole body just caved in. And I'm like, it hurts so bad, but when your adrenaline's running, you don't really feel the pain until, you know, things calm down or whatever. And I ended up standing up, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, it's going to be okay. Like, well, he said it was sorry. Because I think I started saying I'm sorry. Like, I was apologizing because I I don't know, that's what victims do all the time, like, because you don't want to escalate the problem, you know? So, and then I think he apologized, like, no, I'm sorry. Because when he saw me fall, he kept apologizing. And then I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It's okay. You know, like it was nothing. No big deal. So, because I was trying to just calm him down. I was hoping he'd go outside or go somewhere else. But he wasn't. And he kept talking. And then he kind of walked towards me. And I'd be like, and I was like shaking because I'm like, what's he going to do now? And then he's like, you're scared of me. You're scared of me now. Like shit like that. And I'm like, no shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? I don't know what you're going to do because one second you're all lovey and the next you want to fucking push a door over my head and all that crap. So I told him everything was going to be okay. It was fine. And I was acting like I was going to get a drink and I was just kind of like, I don't know, looking around the counter. And I grabbed my car keys and I fucking beat feet out the door. I ran out the door and of course he chased after me. I jumped into my Jeep, locked the doors, but the driver's side door doesn't lock when you hit the locks, and I forgot about that. I'm trying to start the fucking Jeep. Well, he ran right after me, so he opens the door, grabs me by my hair again. Well, he reefed me out of the car by my arm and then dragged me back into the house. Like, you're not fucking going anywhere. And he did. He took my keys, too. That guy used to, like, check my mileage. I'm not even shitting you. Like, I didn't work at the time, and like the store wasn't very far away. I don't know how many miles it was. I never fucking counted, you know. And sometimes I would just go directly to the store, and other times, you know, I'd go somewhere else, like a different store or wherever. You know, I wasn't anything fun or spectacular, you know. And if I didn't just go there and back, like if I said, oh, I'm going to go get groceries at this store, like at Walmart or Hannaford or wherever, he'd be like, okay. And then after a certain amount of time, are you done shopping? And I would let him know when I was home, when I was done. Like, it's like he had to know what I was doing. And if I told him I was going, like, say I said I was going to go to Walmart, and then I was like, oh, I need something else, and only Hannaford has it, and I had to go to 2 different stores, he would literally question me because he'd get home, look at my car, because he must have looked at the mileage in the morning or something before he left, and he'd be like, well, where'd you go today? I'd be like, I told you, I went grocery shopping. I went grocery shopping. Well, you said you went to Walmart, and it's only X amount of miles to there. Why the extra miles on your car? And I'm like, what? What the fuck? Because I went to Hannaford too? Like, is that a problem? Like, and that would start a fight. I mean, and I should have been the one that was mad because that's a huge violation. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, you do stupid shit like that too. And he was just a piece of shit across the board. I do not want to see that mofo. I'm just saying. And he don't want to see me. I'm just saying. But I'm not saying he's coming back around. I just don't know why the fuck all that's coming up. Maybe some of you are dealing with that, or maybe someone wants me to share one of my horrific fucking stories, because that one was horrific. Oh, and because, yeah, that time when he had dragged me back into the house and slamming the door and all that crap, the next day I couldn't move. Like, I was laying in bed and I could barely move. It hurt so bad. I literally rolled off my bed and army crawled into the living room. I couldn't even get on the couch. I had to call someone to take me to the hospital. It hurt so bad. I was like, I hope he didn't, like, fracture my back. He didn't. I don't know what he did, but it hurt. I wonder if that's why my back goes out every now and again. Like, randomly, because when I put my back out just recently, if any of you remember, I literally bent over to pick up my pillow because I was making my bed, and I put my back out and it hurt really bad. It makes me wonder if something got shifted during that time when he did that, but I don't know. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, so maybe somebody wanted to hear that, but I really wanted to read this poem. And I'm going to, because there was a reading I did a little while ago, and I was looking for this poem. I said I wrote a poem, and then I ended up reading one that I said was in a Capricorn reading. So I found a different poem. It's like I'm looking for one, can't find it, and I find something else. And then I wasn't looking for this at all. I was actually looking for something that, because I remembered something said wow and then mom, like it was, looked like wow one way and mom the other. So someone might be saying wow mom, but I can't remember where that message is, like where I wrote it down, and I'll find it if it's important. But what's funny is this poem says wow in blue marker, and if you turn it this way, it says mom. So that's actually on this page, but that's not the one I was looking for. I don't know how to explain it. But it kind of is what I was looking for at the same time, which is funny. It's like a different perspective, maybe. But anyways, and I have a little kissy. I put lipstick on, kissed the paper, which is funny because that's on one of the envelopes with that whole friend thing I was talking about from middle school and stuff, or from younger years. It was like the picture of Zach Hansen, whenever you get lonely. That was for my friend. Just take out the picture and look at it so you're not lonely anymore. And I used blue lipstick and kissed it. Well, maybe, this will help someone so they don't feel lonely or something. It's called The Road Less Traveled. Just by chance, I took a right when I've always traveled left, heading down old back roads to a place unknown, now unknown. Trying to make new memories last, but suddenly finding myself again trapped in the past. Maybe that's why I'm bringing up this crap. Is somebody trapped in the past situation, or they can't get over something? But anyways, when our eyes met, a million forgotten memories came flooding back. The stars aligned and the fireworks blared. In that moment, I knew what I felt, but you were too scared. I saw me dancing in your eyes, but with fleeting triggers we had to say goodbye. That's when I made myself promise I would not cry. The right I took was the left you made. You pushed me away, but I always stayed. It actually says, but I stayed. So it's almost like things not working out, and a one-sided connection. One person is, their heart's still in it and the other one is not, like, or something like that. So it could be a past situation, but I wrote that for someone specific, but I feel like it's something else now for some reason. Because sometimes I do things at certain times, and then it means something completely different down the line. You know what I mean? Because I was searching for this too, which I have the dreams card in here. Pay attention to your dreams. There is something significant about them, because I also circled here, and I said there's something significant about February. We're in February, but this meditation number, hashtags are significant. They really are. And I numbered hashtag or number 1, number 2, number 3. There's 3 pages of this meditation that I did, and I did it February 12th, 2021, which is, maybe that's the significance with the hashtag, the number symbol, the pound sign, and February. But the weekly energy for February 10th to February 17th, 21, maybe look that up if you want to, was dreams do come true. Tower moment times 10, but they're bad. Dreams are bad. Dreams do become bad times 10. So there could be a problem for someone. Because I kind of feel, why would I be doing this? Oh, rocking the boat. Someone's rocking a boat. Because this feels like a boat. We're out to sea, apparently. Yeah. Anyways, I said in a recent reading too, a light bulb, because I said do an exercise, look around your room, whatever, close your eyes. What do you see? When I closed my eyes, I saw a light bulb. Well, that's what I drew. Spying, light bulb, idea, learning about you. So someone's learning about you, learning about whatever's going on with you. But there's an idea. Someone has a bad idea. Something is a bad idea. I'm just going to say. Whatever that is. But someone's spying, so maybe the spying, lurking, stalking is a bad fucking idea. But anyways, someone is watching. The wolf is watching you, and I wrote dash prey, like you are the prey. But then in the brackets, it looks like greater than is prey. And it's funny because when I first did this meditation, I heard you pray, but you're the prey. But looking at this now, prayer, spirit, the divine, is so much stronger, so much more powerful than whoever is preying on someone. You know what I mean? It's like you can watch, you can lurk, you can stalk, you can do whatever you want. But you ain't gonna catch me. It's something like that. Like, I'm 10 steps ahead of your ass. Which, that's what that feels like. Because for some reason, okay. I'm telling you what. Wow. I don't know why I just did that. But anyways, when in my last reading, I was, I got boogers in my nose now. I need a fucking drink. I don't know. Someone might want a beer. Because that's what I was thinking of when I said I need a drink. Maybe somebody wants a beer. Or whatever they drink. I don't know. Because that's what it made me think of. Like, this is stressful. I need a fucking drink. But regardless of that, in the reading, I said I was going to get the homework or whatever and look around your room, close your eyes, sit in the dark, or like have a dimly lit room so you can, like, what are you drawn to kind of thing. And that one, if anyone watched it yet or whatever, I ended up doing that, but not, but not in the same way. Like, I wasn't sitting in a lit room. I took the flashlight that I got through when someone did the SOS crap at the fucking galley at the restaurant at 9 p.m. The 3 flashes in the woods. That flashlight, for some reason, I was drawn. I heard in my head, go to the basement. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I went to the basement and I was sitting down there and I'm like, I want to turn the lights out. Because I heard, I was reminded of this because I heard a while ago, can you see me when I turn out the lights? And it popped in my head down there, so I'm like, we'll see. So I go back upstairs, I grab that flashlight, and I go back down to the basement, and I turned off the lights. And I'm sitting there, I used the flashlight to find my way to the chair or whatever, and I just sat down, and I'm just sitting there in the dark. At first I put the flashlight to my face, and I'm like, are you afraid of the dark? I don't know, it was being weird. So I turned it off and I'm like, no. So I'm sitting here and I just kept getting these feelings and these thoughts were popping in my head. And some of it, I was being reminded of different times that I was down there, like with different people. And why, I don't know, I was drawn to certain stuff. I just heard, stop. So someone needs to stop with their bullshit for one. But that's kind of funny too because that's the first thing in my meditation. Stop. Stop. Yeah. I was picking up on crap, but and I was being reminded of different instances and stuff, and for some reason I took the flashlight like a phone and I'm holding it up to my ear like it's like a telephone, and I literally started whispering. I'm like, yeah, I'm listening right now. Yeah, I don't know if so and so is involved, or I'm not naming names on here, just saying, but I was like, I don't know. I think so. I'm pretty sure. That's what it seems like anyways. Like, there's a conversation. I was having a fucking conversation with the flashlight. That's what it felt like. I don't know. I don't know. But I was just sitting down there on the phone having a conversation with the flashlight, apparently. It wasn't really the phone. It was just like, because I do that sometimes. Like, I'll feel like someone's talking, sitting like this, or like this. Because I'll even do that. And I was doing that back when my son's friend TJ was staying here, because that's how he would talk. He'd be talking on speakerphone like this. And I would be randomly doing this, and I'm like, what am I doing? Because this is like, oh, listening and talking. Because when it's on speakerphone, that's kind of how you hold it, not like this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I pick up on people. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Exactly. So there's change coming in a situation either way. But I don't know. I just wanted to bring some of that stuff up, apparently. I didn't really want to. It just kind of came up. Blocking. Protection. Blocking new people from coming in. Attack. Coming. Karmic yelling, stop, do not enter, you'll get bit. Like, hospital, get hit. Stop. I said that, stop. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but... Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Be careful who comes back into your life. There's something about ATM, but the way that I wrote it down was apple, tango, mango, and I'm like, laundry soap? I kept staring at the laundry soap too, which is Arm & Hammer. But at least right now in my house. But I do love the apple, tango, mango, like, scent. But this one, it's like apple, rotten fruit, temptation at its finest. Tango, doing the tango, the dance. You want a tango? You want to fight? Like, man, go. Man, go. Tell this man to go and take his immature attitude and actions with him. Bye, bye, bye. Outdated connection, not in sync with this person anymore. Outgrew the past. Move on. So it's almost like, no, you know, I don't want to tango, do the, you know, the booty bump and grind. I don't want to do any of that shit. Just go, man, just go. Like, that's what that feels like. The ATM, it's like military talk. What is it, the phonetic? I don't remember what it's called. The military does it, like, you know, what's Logan's sweatshirt? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot or something like that. Yeah, what the fuck is basically what it stands for. I do love that sweatshirt. But anyways, I'm gonna go now because this one's really fucking long. And that was not even, I always say that, it's not my intention, but I really didn't even want to talk about my ex. I don't even know why that came up. Well, he's an air sign. Just saying. Him or anyone like him, bye 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 bye. Just saying. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll do a card reading, but I did say that things are going to be changing around, and I do get messages, like more significant messages, in different ways. It's not just with cards. So just pay attention, I guess. I'm getting tired again. Someone just must be fucking tired. But it's all like, it almost feels like I'm high. I feel high. That's kind of what it, or, I don't know what this feeling is. It's either high or, because I feel kind of fuzzy, like, in my mind. You know what I mean? Like when you got brain fog or something, you can still think and shit, but your eyes are like this, like, just like, yeah, I feel fucking high. Or wasted, I don't know. Or both, I don't know. That's what it feels like, because I just want to, like, someone's smoking. Someone's high who's in this energy, who's watching or who will watch. Because I don't smoke. I mean, I've chewed gummies every now and again, and I'm a blue mooner. I'll smoke occasionally, but I'm not like an everydayer, you know what I mean? Depends on my mood. And I don't get perma-fried either. I'm a one-hit wonder. I'm just saying. But anyways, I'm a cheap date when it comes to that, apparently. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Alright, I'm gonna go because I'm seriously just gonna fall asleep sitting here. I don't know what's up, but I love you guys. Peace.